Microsoft scrambles for a fix to its recent update that broke Windows, again. Salesforce doubles down on AI agents and expands beyond CRM to IT service management. Google's Gemini 3.0 rollout is coming, and early demos hint at huge dev upgrades. Less is more, as one browser strips out AI functions to protect privacy, and apparently, size does matter, at least when it comes to passwords. NIST says many common practices offer little protection and even make us less secure. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Microsoft's latest Windows 11 update has done it again, this time breaking localhost, the loopback address developers use to run and test web apps on their own machines. The problem surfaced after October's cumulative update KB 5066835, which interfered with the Windows kernel http.sys component and left developers unable to connect to their local servers. The issue spread quickly across Microsoft's forums, Stack Overflow, and Server Fault as developers ran into HTTP2 errors and failed connections. At first, users resorted to uninstalling the update or disabling HTTP2 in the registry, crude but effective workarounds. Microsoft has since acknowledged the issue and begun deploying a known issue rollback, or KIR, fix. It's automatically reaching most home and unmanaged business devices through Windows Update. But for enterprise-managed systems, though, it's still a manual process. IT admins must install and configure a special group policy to apply the rollback on affected devices running Windows 11 24H2, 25H2, and Windows Server 2025. Microsoft says step-by-step instructions are posted on its support site. But these are still temporary measures. Better than the mass uninstall workaround, but not a full repair. A permanent fix will come in a future Windows update. This caps off a rough week for Redmond, which also ended Windows 10 support, saw its media creation tool fail, and retired several older Office and Server products. For developers, it's been another reminder that sometimes Windows has trouble talking to itself. Is it Dreamforce or Agentforce? Whatever you call it, Salesforce's big annual user conference was all about one thing: AI agents. The company unveiled Agentforce 360, calling it the start of the agentic AI revolution. It's designed to let autonomous bots manage everything from customer support to HR and even IT operations, essentially giving businesses a fleet of digital employees. And with this, Salesforce took a bold step into IT service management, a space long dominated by players like ServiceNow. Its long-running Service Cloud has been rebranded as Agentforce Service, integrating IT, HR, and customer service on one platform powered by built-in AI agents. And to keep those bots in check, Salesforce introduced MuleSoft Agent Fabric, a tool to orchestrate and audit AI agents across departments to prevent what it calls agent sprawl. CEO Mark Benioff admitted, "The technology is moving faster than customers can adapt." Salesforce has trimmed thousands of support jobs, citing AI-driven productivity gains, while many clients are still struggling to integrate or even understand the new tools. And the conference had its share of star power. Google's Sundar Pichai and Anthropic's Dario Amodei joined the stage, and it also had some controversy. Comedians Kumail Nanjiani and Ilana Glazer withdrew from scheduled shows after Benioff's remarks about calling in the National Guard to San Francisco drew criticism. Whether it's Dreamforce or Agentforce, Salesforce clearly wants to redefine itself for the AI age, even if not all its customers are yet ready to follow it. Google is teasing what looks like a major upgrade to its Gemini AI platform. Quietly, the company has begun rolling out Gemini 3.0 Pro to a limited group of users, even before the official launch. Early reports suggest it's delivering big gains in reasoning, coding, and multimodal capabilities. Hashtag Trending's own Marcel Gagné from Project Synapse says this update could be much bigger than it looks. He's been looking at leaked demos that appear to show developers using Gemini 3.0 to build surprisingly functional mock versions of Windows and Mac OS, complete with interface logic operational shells. They may not be production ready, but Gagné says they demonstrate a real leap in AI development capabilities for Gemini. Meanwhile, Google is quietly tuning up its hardware ecosystem to match. The Nest Mini and Nest Audio smart speakers are getting firmware updates that shift their light rings to Gemini's rainbow colors, a subtle sign that the new assistant is about to take over from Google Assistant. Even older Google Home models might still be supported, which would be a rare move for Google. If the leaked versions are any indication, Gemini 3.0 will be part of a huge update aimed at making it a truly functional assistant, handling home automation, daily productivity, and taking AI-driven vibe coding to a whole new level. We'll definitely be following this and its implications in our regular news and our weekend shows with the Project Synapse panel. And while many browsers are racing to add AI assistants, one is heading the other way. The Tor browser, famous for its privacy protections and use on the dark web, has removed Mozilla's new AI features from its latest build. The Tor team says it made the change because machine learning systems are inherently unauditable, meaning there's no reliable way to verify what data they collect or how they use it. The stripped-out code includes Mozilla's new AI sidebar and chatbot integrations that connect users to services like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. It's a rare move in today's AI-driven internet, but it fits Tor's philosophy. And while we often associate Tor with hackers and cybercriminals, as we covered this weekend in our Cybersecurity Today special, our tour of the dark web, many legitimate users depend on Tor as well. Dissidents in repressive countries, journalists protecting their sources, and privacy advocates all rely on Tor to stay safe and anonymous. And it's also a reminder that while AI has enormous potential benefits, some of those gains may come at the expense of privacy and safety, a trade-off that apparently not everyone is willing to make. And finally, apparently size does matter, at least when it comes to passwords. The U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, has finally weighed in with some clear, practical advice on passwords. And the message is simple: longer is stronger. NIST says forget about the old rules, the ones that made you mix upper and lowercase letters, add symbols, and change passwords every 90 days. Those rules didn't stop hackers, they just made passwords harder to remember and easier to guess. Instead, NIST recommends long, memorable passphrases, ideally 15 characters or more. Think green coffee on cloudy Fridays instead of password with the @ sign for the A. They've also gone a step further, calling for systems to automatically block bad passwords. Every year we get a list of the most common passwords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or QWERTY, or similar ones. All of these appear in known breach lists and are the first things anyone checks if you're a hacker. The idea is that no one should be allowed to choose a password that's so easily compromised. And NIST is blunt about another myth. Forcing people to change passwords regularly actually weakens security. Users just rotate predictable variations, like adding a 1 or a 2, making it easier for attackers. So the new guidance is simple. Use a long passphrase, 15 to 24 characters. Personally, I use a phrase that I think is known to me but meaningless to anybody else. Block known bad passwords and pair this with multi-factor authentication. This is a rare case of government advice that's both bold and practical, and one that might finally make password security a little more secure. And that's our show. Thanks to those of you who responded with comments last week. It's great to hear what you're thinking. And if you missed our weekend shows, you might want to check out the Tour of the Dark Web on Cybersecurity Today with David Ducarry-Hetu from the University of Montreal's International Centre for Comparative Criminology. It's gotten a great reaction. You can find these weekend shows anywhere you find our podcast. We're everywhere. Apple, Spotify, you name it, YouTube as well. And if you want, you can just check technewsday.ca or .com, take your pick, and look for the podcast tab. While you're there, you could also leave us a comment or even donate to the site. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a marvelous Monday.